And welcome into the Vegas Golden Knights Insider Show, Fox Sports Radio, on a non-game day, right, sandwiched in between a couple of contests, Anaheim last night, and we've got Calgary coming up later. We will have some tickets to give away today as well. Clayton Hamilton here along with Frank Harnish in studio. Frank, good to see you.
Yeah, always good to be around, and got some special guests in today as well, so a big day, and lots of guests all week long, so, this Golden Knights thing's kind of taken off.
It is kind of taken off. We will have Jamie Hirsch from NHL Network tomorrow. We'll have Sheng Peng from Hockey Buzz on Thursday, and we're hoping to have George McPhee on sometime this week, so stay tuned for when he comes on. But we have a very special guest today. We have our friends Lenka and Lucia Kiselica from, I always call it Czech Girls TV, but they told me that is not correct.
You can call us Czech Girls TV.
Czech Girls TV. That. That's what it says on the media list.
It's not what it says on
the
media list.
So that's what I've always known you guys. And you guys brought our good friend Tomas Nosek with us, number 92 on the Golden Knights. And welcome, Tomas.
Hi there.
Good to have you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
So what brings you over?
Here in the studio?
Yeah.
I just want to help out the Czech girls, so it's fun to be around, so that's why I'm here.
It always is good. It's good to have you back off of the injured list.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It was a little bit longer, but happy to be back, and I'm very excited to play a game again.
So Clayton, the underlying theme here is that we are just an unnecessary consequence of him helping out the Czech girls to come in here and see us.
That is correct.
And you know what? With the Czech girls, I totally understand that, and I approve of it.
Completely okay with it. No, it's been really cool that we got to meet Lenka and Lucia over the summer, and we see them around the rink all the time. So I'm glad you guys can finally make time to come in and see us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah, because you can't play hockey without Czechs.
That is correct. And today's a big day for the Czech Republic and for USA in hockey. They're going to match up in the quarterfinals at the Olympics. And as much as I love watching you play for the Golden Knights, I wish you were in this game tonight. I wish the NHL was at the Olympics because I love it, and you'd be a great addition to that team.
Yeah, it's unfortunately the NHL shut it down, but I have a pretty good chance to make the Czech team this year, so that's kind of bad luck. But I'm here. It's always I want to always play the NHL, so that's why I'm here, and I hope the Czechs come in tonight.
Now, you did represent the Czech Republic back in 2012 in the World Junior Championships. What was that experience like? And tell people how you guys did in that tournament.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest experience in my hockey career. I was a captain of the team. It was an honor for me to represent my country with the letter on my jersey, and we did pretty great. We have a pretty good goalie, Peter Mrazek, who just got traded to Philadelphia, but we unfortunately lost in quarterfinal with Russia 2-1 in overtime.
Now, did you get to know Mrazek a little bit too? Because you were in Detroit, he was in Detroit as well, and obviously with the Czech Republic.
We've been buddies for a little longer than that. But when I signed with Detroit, I was happy to have him back there, and he always helped me when I got called up from Grand Rapids. So yeah, we have pretty good buddies.
When you guys were going through the summer, getting ready for the expansion draft, about half of the draft boards had Vegas taking you, and about the other half had them taking Peter. Did you guys have conversations about that?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but I talked about Peter because I wasn't on the list who was going to take me. But it was a little surprise, I think, for everyone in Detroit that they picked me. But this is how it is. I think the playoffs in Grand Rapids helped me to get here.
If it was a surprise for people in Detroit, was it a surprise for you? And what were your initial thoughts about coming to Las Vegas? Because it seems like a lot of players that came here had a preconceived notion of what Las Vegas was. They thought it was the Strip and what they see on TV, and obviously it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, it was big surprise for me. I was on a vacation after a long season last year, and just got the call from Gerald Gallant and George McPhee that they will pick me in an expansion draft. So I was shocked, very shocked. I didn't know what to think first, but as I go on, I figure it was a great step for me because they can choose from 100 players, so they choose me. So that's a good thing. And when I first came here and I saw the city and the first game here, the fans are fantastic. I fell off with this city.
Yeah, winter's probably a little bit nicer here than in Detroit as well, huh?
Yeah, it's weather's better for sure, and I think the city is better too.
Have you had a chance to experience much of Las Vegas and other things to do, or has it just been all about hockey since you've been here?
I've been on a couple shows around, but pretty much hockey. It's a major thing. We went for a couple like the main shows or the restaurants on the street, and that's pretty much it.
When you talk about your friendship with Peter and the tight-knit Czech community when it comes to hockey, how much did you get to interact with Dominik Hasek and Jaromír Jágr, Peter Nedved, some of the guys that sort of put Czech hockey on the North American map?
Yeah, I always look up to these players, especially Dominik Hasek and Jaromír Jágr. Dominik's from my hometown, so I met him a couple of times. He tried to come back, and when I was playing Pardubice, he tried to come back. I think he was 36 years old, but unfortunately he was done after that. But I always look up for these players, and it's been great. After the Olympic Games in 1998, it was like big boom. Like they always called Hasek on cast, like to be a president of the Czech Republic. So there was crazy stuff going on after the Olympics. So that's why a lot of young kids like me start to play hockey, I think.
This is a Vegas Golden Knights Insider Show, Fox Sports Radio, Clayton Hamilton, Frank Harnish, along with number 92, Tomas Nosek of your Golden Knights. And let's go back to 1998, because I remember when they won in Nagano halfway around the world, and the team got on a plane and they went all the way to the Czech Republic basically for an afternoon so that they could have a celebration in the town square, and then they all had to get back to their NHL teams. What was that time like? How old were you, and what was that like?
I was 6 years old, and I remember that the schools and some shops were shut down just to watch the game. It was early in the morning, I think. So pretty much every citizen of Czech Republic watched that game, and after they arrived, it was crazy stuff going on. There was the funniest press conference I ever seen, probably after they arrived.
And when you go through that, and you think about growing up in your career with the Czech national team, who do you want to beat more than anybody? Is it Slovakia? Is it Russia? Is it Canada? U.S.? Like who is the team that you got to beat if you're in an international tournament?
Like the generation before me is for sure Russians. There was always like biggest fights during the 70s, 80s. So it was the biggest games. Everyone watched it, but after the 89, so it was probably for us Canada or USA.
With all the places that you've traveled around the world and all the countries and cities and that, is there some place that sticks out as something like that was really an awesome place to be in? Is there maybe some place that you like, if I never go back there again, it won't be the worst thing in the world?
Or say
is there some place that maybe that you really thought was an awesome city to visit, and is there some place maybe that you wouldn't necessarily want to go back to?
And I try to enjoy every city I've been at, but I always liked Sweden, Finland. It was nice. Russia was okay, but not my favorite. It's always good in Canada and US too.
When it comes to international hockey and playing on that big ice and different things, how does that compare with playing in the NHL? Because it seems like there's a lot more wide open space and maybe a little bit of freedom. But in the NHL, the ice is a little bit smaller. And is one game more physical than the other, or how do the games compare?
Yeah, this I think Jaromír Jágr says it's a whole different game to be on the big ice and here in the US. It's more physical here, and it's quicker. You don't have a time for anything, and in Europe it's more about like the tactics. Like I think he's better for watching for sure, and the best players are here. But the European hockey is a little bit different. You have to think about it more thoroughly, and some guys are just they just waiting in a neutral zone for some mistakes. So it's kind of sometimes boring.
Playing the European style of hockey, does that prepare you more for like if you're playing 4-on-4 or 3-on-3 or something because you're used to more open ice to work with?
Yeah, maybe it's helped me a little bit, but I said before, it's totally different game, and when I came here, I have to adjust a little bit some things, but now I'm happy to be here, and hopefully someday I always want to go back to my city and finish career there.
Now that you've gotten some time here, your buddy Tomas Nosek has just rejoined the team. How much did you know him before this summer and getting into camp? Is he somebody that you were familiar with?
We played together in the national team at the World Juniors, I think. So we spent some time in the national team, and we played against each other for a long time when he was little. So. And it's always good to have some your countrymen here, and you can talk in Czech, some couple words in the locker room. It's been a long time for me to speak somebody in Czech in the locker room, so it's always fun to have somebody you can talk to.
And you play a lot with Will Carrier, with Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. Both of them speak French. Bellemare speaks Swedish as well. Do you speak anything other than Czech and English?
I speak a little bit German. I learned it in school for 4 years, so I know some words. But since I left the Czech Republic, I just used English, so probably just English and Czech.
Does it make it difficult out there when you're on the ice with somebody that maybe you don't speak the same language with, or are there certain signs that you know on hockey that you can use a head signal or a hand signal or something like that to make it work, even if you don't necessarily communicate language-wise?
Yeah, I mean the English is good for us, I think, and in that speed, it's always about the hockey sense too. So you just read each other on the ice.
Vegas Golden Knights Insider Show, Fox Sports Radio. Clayton Hamilton, Frank Harnish, joined by number 92, Tomas Nosek. And when you looked ahead to this season and sort of thought, well, I wonder what's going to happen, or what are the expectations for yourself personally and the team, how strange has it been to have all of this success, or was that something that you guys thought in the locker room from day one was possible?
Yeah, when I got picked up in an expansion draft, I don't know what to think, and after some preseason games, we lost at home, so I thought it wasn't be easy, but as we started the main season, everything goes well, and the team chemistry is great, and I think we have a pretty good team, and that's why we have a success, because we play as a team, and we have a pretty good guys in the locker room, and it's always great to be around there.
Let's go back to opening night at T-Mobile Arena, the third game of the season, everything that had happened in the city a week prior. You guys go on the road and get two late game goals to win, and then you come out and there's the ceremony and all the pomp and circumstances that goes with the start of the franchise, piled upon top of it, all the events that happened on 1 October. And then to go out right at the very beginning, right from the jump, and score the first goal in T-Mobile in franchise history. What was that moment like?
Yeah, honestly, at that moment, I just want to score a goal. I didn't realize that I scored the first goal ever in Vegas history and on my side. I just figured out after the game, and when the journalists asked me about it. But at that moment, I just want to help the team to win, and you can feel the energy after a goal right away. The fans were in it, so I was happy to help the team to win the game.
Were you surprised that the chemistry on the team came as quickly as it did? Because before the season, a lot of people speculated that it would take a while for you guys to learn each other and get the lines moving and going in the same direction and have success. But it really came together a lot. And is that because of everything, the bonding that happened with the community and the team and everything else out there?
Yeah, I mean, it helps us a little bit to know each each other for sure and keep us together more. But I think I was playing for 7 years and I never been in a group of guys like this, and I mean we have a pretty good group there, and nobody's like don't like each other. So it's always great. And how I said before, I think that that what happened on the 1st of October, I think it's help us and help City too.
If you were to describe your game to people out there that maybe haven't seen you that much or haven't had a chance to go over to T-Mobile, how would you describe what are your strengths and what are you still working on to become a all-around and even better player?
Yeah, it's when I came here, it was so much faster than in Europe, so I have to adjust on my skating a little bit. So I always try to focus on skating in the summer, and now I try to focus on shooting too, and some kind of drills that you help with the quickness here, and I think that's the most important thing today is skating.
How about the physical aspect of the game as far as the NHL goes? Because it gets real physical in the corners. You're in front of the net. You got goalies smacking you in the ankles, guys cross-checking you in the back. I mean, there's some pretty nasty stuff that goes on out there.
Yeah, sometimes it's pretty nasty, but it's hockey. But I have pretty high body, so it's I don't have a problem with that.
There's a big debate that goes on in the United States about kids and sports and whether or not they should pick a sport young and focus solely on that sport, or whether they should try and play a lot of different sports. And you were telling us that you ran track and field as well as play hockey. What would your advice be to kids that are starting out, to pick one sport and go full in on it, or to develop your skills over a number of sports?
I have advantage of that because my father is a track and field coach, so he brought me to do some stuff like that. It's so it's running, jumping, and throwing. It's like probably basic movement stuff, you know. So from that, I pretty much do everything. I play soccer too when I was little, and I try to basketball too. I think it's better if you play when you're younger. You can play like more sports than just one.
Now, over the summer, Reed Duke was the first one here, and he said he was really excited to get more people, so he had somebody to kick the soccer ball with before practice. Who's the best soccer player on the team?
Me? Just kidding. No, I think we play the two-touch game. I mean, it's pretty equal, I would say.
Well, you know, Vegas now has a new soccer team too, the Vegas Lights FC team, and they were actually taking tryouts on that. They let a couple of local guys make the team. So, you think that you would have made that team if you weren't so busy with the hockey?
I'm not sure.
I think you might have. I think you might have. I think you're just being modest.
Yeah, I haven't played a game since I was little, so it's a long time. But now I'm happy to play hockey.
What was it that? At what point in your life did you decide hockey is going to be my sport? I do track and field, and I do soccer, and I play some other things, basketball and things like that. But hockey is going to be my go-to sport, and that's how I'm going to make a living.
I mean, it was around 12 years of age. I have to decide because they want us to go to the like school and be together like the hockey team. So I have to decide to go there. So I decided to quit other sports and go just focus on the hockey. It was like 12 years old, I think.
How did your parents take that with your dad being a track and field guy? Was he disappointed, or did
No,
he say go and be the best hockey player
he always
you can
wanted me
be?
to play hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, he brought me to the ice rink when I was 3 years old. So he always wanted me to play hockey more than track and field.
What was your best track event? What was your worst track event?
I hated the long distance running, but I always liked the technical disciplines like pole vault jumping or
Pole vault's tough, man.
pole vault. It is tough. My sister did that for 10 years. I know how tough it is. You have to be strong. You have to be fast, strong, and you have to like be good gymnastic too. So It was pretty hard, but I like it.
What is the youth sports system like in the Czech Republic? Here in the States, a lot of kids will go and they play for their elementary school, then they play for their high school, go on to the collegiate level, and then to the pros. What's the trajectory in the Czech Republic?
Yeah, it's totally different. I like US when you can play hockey on a high level and study too. So it's why I love the college here. You can do it. You can do it in Czech. It's hard to study at the university and play hockey on a high level. And same as on a high school. So it's a little bit different. We have like one team that you go on a little kid and you go all over the categories to the men's, so to the pros. That's what happened to me. So when I was little, I came to Hudson Pardubice club, and I spent there almost 20 years in one club. I went from the little guys to the pros.
How hard was that for you when you made the decision to come over here to the United States and change your lifestyle? Because, you know, a lot of people think that everybody just automatically wants to come to America and be part of the United States, but that's got to be tough to leave your hometown and your comfort zone and people that you speak the same language with, and come to a place that's virtually unknown to you.
Yeah, it is hard to change that for sure, but my dream was playing in NHL, and when I got the chance to sign the contract, I signed it right away, and I want to try it and make the NHL and play in the best league in the world. How you said it, it's not easy to come here. The first 3 months was tough for me. I spoke a little bit English, but it wasn't that good as now. But
Was communication the biggest challenge
yeah,
for you?
for sure, the communication it's the biggest challenge, because we learn English at school, but it's totally different. They learn you how to write and how to, like, the grammatics goes, and it's not much about talking, and they teach you the British English, and the US English is a little different, and then the slang, the hockey words is totally different too.
But now you got Tomas Nosek and the Czech girls here, so you feel right at home.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right. That's nice. Here's around, like, it's a lot of Czech people around here in Vegas. I met a lot of them. In Michigan, I met just a couple in 3 years, and here it's like almost 100 now.
Have you been surprised at how quickly the team and yourself have become a part of this community? When you look at what the atmosphere is like at the arena on a nightly basis, what it was like when you guys walked the red carpet down at Fremont Street at FanFest?
Yeah, I mean, the first game helped it for sure, and I don't know if it'll be the same if we were losing, but we are winning, and it's always some more fun, and the atmosphere is always great in the home game, so it's great.
It's a very simple formula, just don't lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
When you want to unwind and get away from hockey a little bit and just do something you want, what does Tomas Nosek like to do to just be like, if you've got your own time and you can just kind of chill and do whatever your thing is?
Yeah, I like to hang out with my girlfriend, with my dog, and go to the cinema, watch the movie, whatever. I like to, if I have more than one day off, I want to do some other sports, like maybe play some golf or tennis. It's always fun too.
what kind of dog do you have?
We have a little small Pomeranian.
So it's not a frisbee dog or a bone fetching dog, like it's like a purse
he's
dog.
Small. We have him for 4 years. He's an American. We got him in Michigan 4 years ago. So he's a small guy because we need him to bring him all over to the cabin on a plane. That's why we want the small dog.
Does your dog speak both English and Czech?
He spoke just a Czech.
But he barks in Russian when he's angry.
Right.
what's your handicap in golf, and how are you as a tennis player?
I started last summer, so I just started, and my handicap is pretty bad.
That's why it's called a handicap.
Yeah, I learned it last summer with the coach in a Czech, and so I started playing for I'm playing this for a year and a half probably.
Well, you got enough courses around here to choose from.
Yeah, that's right. It's nice here, and here is a much bigger sport than in Czech.
You're probably good on the drive though, because it's got similarities to taking that slap with hockey.
But I'm playing on the other side, so I'm a lefty on the hockey, and I'm righty in the golf. So
see, that's me too, but I just think at both of them. So.
I always wondered that, like, why are there so many left-handed shots in hockey? Like, you don't see it in other sports. You don't see so many left-handed batters or left-handed shooters.
It's always about the dominant hand, so that's what the golf coach told me, that I should play on that side, which is on the golf it's right, because you need the right. If you swing a right, so you need the right hand more. So except the hockey, if you play left, you need the right hand more. So
It's so weird to me because I play golf right-handed, I bat right-handed, I play hockey right-handed. It never occurred to me to do it the other direction. When the first time I picked up a stick, it was just right-handed, same as golf.
I actually played tennis in junior college once, and I played against a guy that didn't have a backhand. He had 2 forehands because he was ambidextrous. And let me tell you, that messes you up mentally when you're serving.
Yeah, I imagine. So I love tennis. Did you play much tennis?
Yeah, I love to play tennis. When I was little, I played a lot, and we have it like in Czech Republic. When I play in a pro, we have like the summer training together. So we have a couple tournaments against each other. That was fun.
You like the singles or the doubles?
Doubles is more fun for sure. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to come and hang out with us. Hopefully, you will do it again.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and thank you.
But I do want to throw in one other thing. Back in 2015, you did lead the AHL in plus minus with a plus 30. So you know you do play the all-around game. I just want to throw that out there for people.
That's what I try to do here as well. Be a good two-way player, and I always want to be like complete player. I want to play a power play, PK, pretty much everything. So I always try to do my best on the ice and help the team to win anyway.
Well, it's great having you in studio. It's even better having you back on the ice. Tell your buddies, Will Carrier and Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, to get better soon so we can see the three of you out there together. And if you want to see this, it is going to be on the YouTube later. Just go to the channel Lenka the Hockey Girl, all one word, Lenka the Hockey Girl, and it'll be up on YouTube shortly. And we hope you'll give it some clicks and some likes and get to know Tomas Nosek the way that we got to. And thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, Frank and I are going to take a quick look around the league, see other things that are happening in the NHL. Plus, we've got those tickets to give away, so stick with us right here on the Vegas Golden Knights Insider Show. Fox Sports Radio, your home for Golden Knights hockey in the Valley.
This is Nick Nicky, and you're listening to the Vegas Golden Knights Insider Show with Frank Carnish, Fox Sports Radio, your home for Golden Knights hockey in Las Vegas.
Appreciate it.
Patrick was
We get a
on his
photo.
IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being more over $30,000.
Já jsem to nevypla. Počkej, ty vole, to nevypla.